Hey everyone, I'm Misty Wood with the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office. I'm really sorry we have to meet like this. I would so much rather meet you in person, but here we are. So today I'm going to share how you can prepare for a career in the field of law enforcement and also share some advice with you that I wish I would have received when I was in high school. Let's see, I was born and raised in Truckee, up in the mountains near Lake Tahoe, and I moved down to Sonoma County in 2001 so I could go to Sonoma State. My dad was a criminal defense attorney, and my uncle was actually a reserve deputy sheriff. So I always had a strong respect and understanding of our justice system, but I never in a million years thought that I would be in the career that I am, but I love it. I got my degree in environmental studies with an emphasis in urban planning and a minor in Spanish. I became a land use planner, and after 13 years I burned out and I wasn't really excited about it anymore. It didn't feed my soul. This job came up and I applied and went through a really intensive competitive process, and here I am, I got it. I'm the Community Engagement Liaison for the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office. I manage our community outreach unit. There's only 3 of us in this, but really my job is to provide direction for our community engagement strategy to the sheriff and the rest of the sheriff's office. I co-lead our social media team. There's about 24 of us that are on the social media team. During crises, I co-lead our crisis communications team. So all of that outward-facing communication that happens during fires and floods. Now, on a regular day-to-day basis, under normal circumstances, I get to go to lots of community events and talk to you and listen to you and see what you need from the sheriff's office. It's an amazing job. I'm very lucky. I definitely work a lot of hours, but when I'm not working, I really enjoy riding motorcycles. I have a dirt bike and a street bike now, and spending time with my dog. I have a Jack Russell. And I also like to spend time with my boyfriend and my friends under normal circumstances. Okay, how can you prepare for a career in law enforcement? Even if you're not sure exactly where you want to go, you could be a peace officer, a dispatcher, you could be on the business end handling the money, you could be in the records department, you can work in a jail as a correctional deputy, as a chef. There's all kinds of different options in law enforcement. So the first piece of advice I can give you to get prepared is to get involved in your local law enforcement agencies. Go to citizens academies or youth academies. Do ride-alongs. Take building tours. Once we can do all these things again, once we're outside of coronavirus, do the things that you can do in person to start to really understand law enforcement and the people who work in it so you can get better prepared and see how you fit into it. And make sure you're following your local law enforcement agencies on social media so you can start to understand the culture of each of the different law enforcement agencies here in Sonoma County. Volunteer. Be involved in your own neighborhood and your own community. Being in law enforcement is it's a calling, and it is all about being of service to the community. So when we're looking to hire people, we're looking for people who are already serving their community in their own way. Get involved in whatever makes you happy as long as you're giving back. If you speak Spanish, roll with it, keep doing it, and advertise that on every job application and every interview. If you speak, read, or write Spanish, practice those skills. Don't lose them, even if you're a native speaker. We really need Spanish speakers in the sheriff's office, in law enforcement. That's part of how I got my job. I speak Spanish as my second language. So not only did it make me more competitive for my job, I actually get bilingual pay. And finally, if you want a career in law enforcement, don't smoke weed. I know it's legal here, over 18, it's legal in the state of California, but it's still not legal federally. And as law enforcement, we have to comply with state and federal laws. So it'll make your life cleaner and simpler and easier, especially as you're going through background, if you already just don't smoke. All right, so now I'm going to share some advice with you that I really wish I would have received when I was in high school and college. The first piece of advice is find a role model, somebody that you can learn what we call soft skills. The soft skills are so much more important, or just as important, as the things that you're learning in school. How to behave yourself in a professional environment, the appropriate wardrobe, what to wear. The first impressions are a really big deal, and if you show up to an interview not looking very professional, it's hard to give off a professional vibe and have the people that you're interviewing with trust that you'll represent them well, right? Also, how to interview. Somebody who can help you with how to interview. Being able to talk to people and sell yourself is a skill. So look for somebody that you admire, who you see as successful, and you want to kind of be like them. Learn a little bit more about them and try to hone your own soft skills. Next, make sure that your personal social media is on point. Any job that you get, they are going to look at your social media. So it doesn't matter how private you set it as, Your friends can still post stuff of you. Whether they tag you or not, you could still be out there. Law enforcement takes a very, very, very close look at your social media as you're going through background. But frankly, any boss anywhere, the first thing they're going to do is look at your social media to see kind of what you're really like. So if you have a lot of pictures on there that sort of portray you not in the most favorable light, or maybe coming off as a little bit irresponsible, your employer is going to notice that, and they're going to look at that, and that's going to be a factor in their decision-making process. This is just the world that we live in, where your personal life and your professional life are absolutely going to blend, so just be cognizant of that. Last piece of advice I want to give you, which is seriously the biggest piece of advice I wish I would have gotten, is it's okay to change careers. It is 1,000% okay to change careers. This is my second career. I started my second career at 34 years old. It's completely fine. A lot of people change careers. I remember being a freshman in high school and people are like, what do you want to be when you grow up, and where are you going to go to school? And it's good to plan for all of that. You really should be thinking about your future now and what that looks like. But it's okay to have a little bit of a more, kind of general vision and not have all the specifics nailed down, because you're young and things change when you're in your 30s, obviously. So don't be afraid to make that change later on in your life, whether it's 2 years down the road or 20 years down the road. It's absolutely okay to change careers. Embrace it. All right, I think that covers everything. Make sure you follow the Sheriff's Office on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so we'd love to see you guys on there and comment back and forth. And if you have any other questions, if you're interested in a career in law enforcement, you can email me anytime. My email's on the screen here. Feel free to shoot me an email, and I'm happy to help you out. Take care, you guys. Good luck with everything.